everybody, and welcome. How are you today? I actually did this react yesterday, but for some reason, StreamYard was acting all the way the fool. It was acting mad funny. I had trouble with my new intro, and then when I checked out the react after it was over, found that Chantal's audio did not come in. You couldn't hear her. I was like, oh no, I have to redo it. That's okay. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Sometimes when things don't go well, later on when you redo it, you're like, I like that better. So I'm hoping that's the case today. So what are we doing? Well, we're going over all the latest from Foodie Beauty. So Foodie did a awful skit. She also did a very awful song dedicated to Salah. She did a mukbang, and there's various stuff on Twitter that I'd like to go over. Just some little bits and pieces. Let's just wrap it all together into one package and call it a day. So let me just go ahead and switch over to Twitter. Yes. And let me just share my screen. Okay. And where is it? There it is. All right. So there's my Twitter. Let's start here first. And there's some really cool stuff mixed in with the Foodie Beauty stuff. You guys know that. I like to mix in some positive stuff to make you guys smile. So this is from Michael Furberger. Now this this would be a really honest post from Foodie Beauty if she actually made this post. You know, Chantal lies. We all know that. But if she posted something like this, it would be a moment of honesty because there's a lot of truth here. So this faux Foodie Beauty post says, "Aw, I love this picture because it reminds me of the first time I abandoned my pets and fled Canada to avoid paying my years of back taxes and to pay my robot husband $9,000 to scam marry me and support my overeating habit." Yeah, a lot of honesty there. It's too bad that she can't beat this honest, even for just a few minutes. Okay, this is from Vegan. So you've got the praying mantis saying, "Hey, hey, hey, I'm gonna get you." And the bulldog is just like, I'm so not bothered by you. I so don't care." The praying mantis is just showing off, and the bulldog's just like, dude, seriously, I'm trying to take a nap. Do you mind? I'm just sleeping. I'm not even moving. And you're making a big deal over nothing. Cut it out, George. All right, this is from Wall Street Silver. And I'm including this for a reason because Foodie's been talking about she wants to go to Mount Everest base camp. She just wants to get to base camp. Foodie, take a look at this. These are people trying to reach the summit of Mount Everest. That doesn't look easy to me. I mean, there's that many people, and they're not exactly hustling up the cliff. They're taking their time. Imagine trying to climb Mount Everest, Foodie, in really, really cold weather. There's no Burger Kings, there's no McDonald's, there's no outhouses, carrying your backpack full of your gear. You're all bundled up, going up that incline. Girl, you wouldn't make it. Come on. Come on. You would not make it up there like that. Stop kidding yourself. How about something pretty from B&S, a fawn resting in a field of flowers? How beautiful is that? That could almost be a painting. You could turn that into an AI painting. It would be wonderful. Just so pretty. And this is also from Vegan. And the turtle's got the right idea. The turtle's just chilling. Just floating and gliding in the water with all kinds of grace. Everybody should strive to be as peaceful as this turtle. Another one from Vegan. Popper's leading his best life. He got his little kiddie pool going on. Go, Poppers, go. All right. On to this from Tiffany. I believe it's Tiffany Taboo saying, "Oh, Foodie Beauty, you may have deleted it, but receipts remain. You called Salah a narcissist in a video. Wow." So I guess this was something that Foodie deleted. Woman gets engaged after a week to an online narcissist. So I guess this is when she posted it. Huh. So you're so in love with your husband, Foodie, that you made an entire song about him saying he's the handsomest man, but you were calling him a narcissist. So which is it? Is he the handsomest man or is he a narcissist? Personally, I think he's just an idiot. Anybody that gets involved with you has got to be an idiot. Okay, Malarkey Meter says, that was great. I haven't tuned into Nadder's channel in ages. He was going to do a Foodie Beauty story regarding the cats. His decision. 2 people in chat, 45 watching. He had a toddler tantrum and decided he wasn't going to do it if people weren't kissing his butt. So yeah, last night I kind of peeped in on that. Nadder did 2 different lives last night, and he's doing one right now. His views are going down. People just aren't interested in him anymore. And that's his fault because he's supposed to have a cooking channel and he doesn't really cook. The cooking was just a ruse for just being online and grifting and scamming people. But the whole appeal of Nadder's channel has always been because of his association with Foodie Beauty. That's it. People were tuning in to get the tea on Foodie, but she's been away from Nadder for the longest, so he doesn't have any new tea. There's no hot, fresh tea with Nadder. It's all old, stale. We've heard it all before. We've seen it all before tea. And he's becoming more and more like Roman L. Roman. Roman did that. Like he was in the Foodieverse for 5 minutes. And he tried to keep himself relevant by talking about Foodie. And then people caught on to the fact that Roman had nothing new to say. So people just stopped watching Roman. And now Nadder's in the same position. Foodie's not around. She's in Kuwait. She's with Salah. And what is there to talk about? The irony of Foodie and Nadder. Neither one of those bozos cared about the cats. Yet, here they both are trying to monetize the cats. Foodie talking about BBJ and Sam. Now here's Nadder talking about BBJ and Sam, even though those cats were not his. He wasn't the owner. But he knows that's a hot button with people. So he's going to chime in and try to give his 2 cents. Hey, Nadder, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You weren't nice to BBJ. Remember you kicked her? Dude, if I were you, I'd be shutting up right about now. You were not nice to those cats at all. But you're trying to monetize Chantal's former cats, and she's still trying to monetize that subject, and both of you just need to leave everything alone. But when Nadder did his lives last night, he did one live titling that he was going to talk about the cats. He was sitting there just drawing it out, running up the meter, wasn't saying much. He started a second live. People were still waiting for the tea, and he didn't say anything. He had a hissy fit because there weren't enough people in the chat for his liking. So now he's doing another one today, and it's like, dude, stop jerking everybody around. If you got something to say it. Stop jerking everybody's chains. Cut it out. We know you don't have any new tea on Foodie, and what can you say about the cats? You don't have any inside information because you didn't care about the cats, nor did you care for the cats at the time that you were around her. So what have you got to say about BBJ and Sam? Leave them alone. Holly Go Heavy says, at No More Nashies, imagine still using Foodie Beauty's name and current marriage for clickbait, and it still doesn't work. Yes, his channel is dying, and he went on and on because someone told him the truth. The overinflated ego in him is astounding, isn't it? It absolutely is astounding. But here's a moment where somebody gave him some straight up honesty, and he did not like it.
Amanda, love your channel, but it's slowly dying.
Yeah.
You love something dying? Don't love it.
So the comment from the person in the chat was, I love your channel, but it's slowly dying. They weren't wrong. His channel is dying. And it's his fault. Because what was the channel built on? It was built on the fact that he was around Foodie. He was connected to Foodie. That's how he got all of his subscribers. It wasn't about people tuning in because, oh, wow, his cooking looks so great. I want to get cooking tips from this guy. I want to learn recipes from him. It's never been about the cooking. Not even for him. He doesn't have a true passion for cooking. It's about being on YouTube and turning on a camera and getting super chats for doing fuck all. That's basically what it is. Making money for doing nothing. He even picked up that bad habit from Foodie of learning to run up the meter by, drawing it out. It'll take him 3 hours to cook a pizza. And he won't even properly explain what he's doing. He won't show the ingredients. He won't say 1 tablespoon of this or 1 cup of that. The camera's not even close up to the food. It's not about the cooking. It's about, I'm just going to run up the meter and post a live and post a video and make it as long as possible for more ad money. But somebody just told him outright, your channel's slowly dying. And that greatly offends him.
Maybe that's one is dying.
Hey, Shangus, hello.
My channel is dying? Tell you that. Your channel better? Amanda?
No, Amanda, love your channel.
Your channel is dying, Nadder, because it was built on the back of Chantal. Like your association with her. Now that you are out of the picture with her, nobody's tuning in. That should tell you right there, like how interesting your channel really is. Like you don't have any quality content, even after several months of being on YouTube. There's no quality content, because if the quality content was there, people would be tuning in to watch you and they wouldn't care about Foodie. But the only time they tune in is when you start talking about Foodie, or, oh, I've got some old receipts, or, oh, let's talk about the cats. And you tried it last night. You tried it. You're like, oh, let me do a live talking about the cats. And even with that, nobody really showed up. So, you know what? I love that for you. I do. You're a boil on the butt of YouTube and you need to go away. My opinion. Holly Go Heavy says, times are difficult when you clickbait about your ex situationship, cats that you hurt every time you were at her house. You have tea on animals you could care less about. That's what I said. He never cared for the cats. He never cat-sitted. So what tea could he have? And if you're such a caring person about the cats, Nadder, when all that stuff was going on with the cats, why didn't you speak up? You don't care about the cats. You care about making money talking about the cats. And the sad thing is you have nothing to say. So please just say nothing. Say nothing. Interesting clip from Hidden Truths. Foodie Beauty. In this clip, she says, we're getting married. Why were, as in present tense, if they're already married? Why say we're getting? Then he didn't even look at her, but said, yeah. So let's watch the clip.
We're getting married.
Yeah.
All right, Kuwait. We're getting married.
Yeah.
The way he looks at her like, yeah, okay, we'll roll with this on camera since we don't have to actually do it. Was this from the museum vlog? Weren't they already supposed to be married?
All right, Kuwait.
Yeah, it kind of does look like, I don't know when this is from. I can't see the background too much, but you guys aren't really married. You're not. He doesn't really love you. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows you bought and paid for him, and he's not really yours. You're just renting him, Foodie. Okay. Queen of WTF says someone is bored in Kuwait. So here is a still from the newest skit, which I'm going to go over. We're going to go over that briefly. I am not going to torture your ears with this ridiculousness, but we are going to watch a piece of that. She also did this community post, and she's going after French Fry Girl yet again. And Foodie said, I love how stupid the Chinyans are to think BBJ is safe with a dog blanker. This person comments on what I eat. This. I don't know if my eyes deceive me, but it doesn't look like you eat too many leafy greens yourself. If I look like you, I probably would hate myself too. You know, Foodie, you got very funny boundaries. On one side, for you, you scream and yell about fat phobia and fat shaming. On the other side of that boundary, when it suits you, when you're in a mean mood, you'll go after somebody's weight. So I guess you don't want someone to remark on your weight, but when it suits you, you can remark on everybody else's weight or appearance or age or how they're dressed or their gender. You can talk about whatever you want. But you're talking about French Fry Girl. I'm just going to say it. French Fry Girl, as far as her body, she's smaller than you. She can walk around. She can do things. Can you? Because you are, for some reason, hell-bent on making yourself bedbound. I don't know why that is. I don't know why anybody would be on a path to making themselves bedbound when they don't have to be bedbound, but you are. You keep packing on the calories and packing on the pounds. Your breathing is getting worse. You can barely stand up, and yet you just won't stop. You won't seek any help. You won't seek therapy. So while you're in the midst of your bad health and all of your health issues and health problems, you're pointing a finger and saying, that person's unhealthy, girlfriend. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You are getting more unhealthy by the day. But going after French Fry Girl and you're just trying to push that button, talking about her dogs, leave that button alone. It no longer works. You can't hurt her with that. And it just makes you look like a complete jerk. An absolute jerk. You want to say that she hurt her dogs. But madam, there is documentation, paperwork of the neglect that you're guilty of with your cats. Both your cats. Sam and BBJ. There's documentation on BBJ, the extent of the damage left by your neglect. So every time you bring that up about Frenchie and her dogs, there's documentation out there. There's paperwork. It's posted about all the things that happened because of your severe neglect. You might want to leave that subject alone, you know? Canceled says, I'm so tired of hearing about this cat. Shut up, Foodie Beauty. You're never getting the cat, thankfully. Listen, we were all happy to leave the cat subject alone. We moved on. That subject has been talked about and over-talked. We were very happy to move on. Yet Foodie brought it up because she's desperate for views and desperate for money. It's the end of the month. She wants to end the month strong. You know, if bringing up the cats means a few extra views or a few extra super chats, she's all about that life. And what's sick is that Nadder has even jumped in the game and he wants to talk about the cats when really he's got nothing to say. Isn't that something? Two people, two awful, evil people that did not care about the cats when Foodie had them, they feel it's okay for them to talk about the cats when they want to make money. You won't take care of something, but you'll gladly monetize that subject. Holly Go Heavy says, what the heck? This is how you're spending your time as a newlywed? I can't, right? She's supposed to be happily married. And this is what she's doing. These awful drawings. Maybe you should spend some time getting some art lessons, Foodie. Cancer Warrior says, who would have ever guessed Chantal would be more active in Canada than in Kuwait, a place she moved to intentionally to order to do public vlogs with her man. She wanted to change her life. I guess becoming fully bedbound and immobile is technically a change from the past. Well, if that's the change she's going for, she's on her way there. But she told us she was going there to become more healthy, work out at the gym, eat better, be closer to Allah. She said it'd be better for her than Canada. And yet she's put on a crap ton of weight. She looks and sounds worse than she did when she was in Canada. And these are old pictures of Foodie. And she's much bigger now. Much bigger. So it's really weird. She says that Kuwait is supposed to be better for her. I couldn't tell. I honestly couldn't tell it was better for her. It looks like it's far worse. And I'm just going to throw a theory on the table, so don't yell at me. I think the reason why she's gaining so much weight in Kuwait, yes, she's eating a lot of food. That's a big factor. But if y'all remember when she was with Nadder, she was doing tremendous amounts of the nose powder. And that would kind of keep her away from food for a while. She was using the nose powder for energy and to keep herself up and to do those really insane 6 to 10 hour live streams. Well, she's in Kuwait now and she can't get to that stuff. So she's got nothing to keep her away from food, and food is her only pleasure. So she's going for it, and we can tell she's been going for it too much. Okay, oops. All right. Florida Salt and Sass says, well, she's essentially housebound now since she can't get out of the car when they go places, according to her. She sits in the car and then goes back home. Yes, we're all jealous, Chantal. Yeah, isn't that something, Chantal? You went over there to be in a couple situation and do couple vlogs, but how can you do vlogs with somebody when you can't even do simple things with them? Whatever you do, you have to sit in the car with the air conditioning because you can't deal with the heat and you can barely move. So imagine that for a second. Imagine being the other person that is not you. You know, like you and your 500 pounds of bad attitude. You being a wet blanket that they have to cart around and deal with all the time. Like getting groceries, you can't get groceries. They got to go get groceries. The camera work, they got to do all the camera work because you can't deal. Every 2 minutes, you have to sit down. You always bothering that person to go get food. I don't feel bad for Salah. He signed on for this, but in her mind, she thinks this whole thing is okay. You got to know what's a drag for Salah. And you know that Salah wants to basically drop her off at the airport and be done with her. He can't wait for her to go home. Well, tell you what, Salah, if she does go back to Canada, bro, if she goes back home, tell her in a text or a phone call that she's not welcome back over to Kuwait and be done with it. If you're done with it, be done with it. If she goes home, take advantage of that. Okay, so this is for all of you gamer, nerd people out there. I play World of Warcraft. Been playing for 11 years. And I've been playing for so long that I remember this name, Ghostcrawler. Ghostcrawler was one of the good guys in Blizzard. A lot of negative things have happened with Blizzard. Blizzard's is the company that designs World of Warcraft. And I read this and I just started smiling. After 11 years, lead combat designer Brian Holinka has announced his departure from Blizzard Entertainment. Yay! Sharing plans to begin a new adventure with former mentor Greg Street, a.k.a. Ghostcrawler. Ghostcrawler, sir, it has been too long. It's been too long. We have not heard your name in so long. Whatever you got going on, I'm all for it. Blizzard's lost a lot of really good people by making a lot of stupid decisions. And I'm just going to go on record as saying that one of the biggest, dumbest things that Blizzard ever did was signing up with Activision. Boo! Activision ruined Blizzard. They ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. Boo, Activision. Don't like you. But I'm really glad to see that Brian is hooking up with Ghostcrawler. Let's see what you two gentlemen can do. I'm going to keep an eye on you. Hidden Truth says, but the thing is, FFG has a life. She's able to walk around, drive herself around her town, travel, maybe even ride a bike. Before you speak on her health, get your own health in check. Facts. You're headed toward to be bedbound, trapped in Kuwait. Yeah. This is just my opinion. This is not me wishing anything upon Foodie. I think that was her plan. I think that might be the ultimate plan for Foodie. I mean, she was in Canada and she pulled up all of her roots in Canada and she put all of them down in Kuwait, in my opinion, with no intention of going back to Canada. Like, she let go of the villa, she let go of the cat, she let go of Pete's. She's got her back taxes over there. Why is she going to return to Canada? She doesn't even have a place to return home to. I would think it'd be hilarious if she did return home to Canada and she ended up at a Motel 6 because that's the only place that'll take her. I would think that would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. But she's got nothing going on in Canada. She packed one bag and she flew herself to Kuwait as quickly as she could. And she's been gaining a bunch of weight. I don't know if the plan is to get completely bedbound, but Foodie, if that is the plan, it's a bad plan. Because if you're thinking that Salah's going to take care of you and bathe you and put up with you while you're bedbound, ma'am, what if he doesn't? What are you going to do? You're going to be there all by yourself with nobody to take care of you. And if you're bedbound, you're going to need a tremendous amount of care that only a registered nurse knows how to do. And he's not a registered nurse. All right. Something nice from Dapper Don. So you got the little guy, the frog's like, oh, wait, you got a little kiddie pool for me? Oh, thank you. He's just like, you brought me a kiddie pool. I'm that's so cool. I'm gonna jump in. Thank you. Aw, this was so precious. Look at from Boot and Vegan. You got the little tortoise enjoying the rain. Turtles love water. They absolutely love it. I remember years ago, I used to have an aquarium with baby turtles. They were always a lot of fun to watch. They were hilarious. Let's see. Something fun from Chunky Animals. So here's a raccoon rolling down the hallway. What a chunky boy. He's so round. He's so round he could actually do that. He's just rolling like a hedgehog. Oh my goodness. Look at that, Foodie. Look, a raccoon moves better than you. He just working the roll, working it. Lexi says there is nothing more beautiful, yes, than being left the F alone. True. Sometimes just being left alone is fantastic. Silence is golden. I love this. No cats, no life. Do you see this kitten? This is what Booger looked like when she was a baby. She looked so much like that. Look at her. That looks exactly like Booger. Same coloring and everything. Booger kitty. It's a girl. All right. For those of you that are looking for cool, yummy, healthy stuff, let me just throw some stuff in here. Addicted to cold brew, giving us a little recipe. 1 scoop vanilla protein powder and 1.5 teaspoons of SF cheesecake pudding mix, some PB Fit, 1 tablespoon dark chocolate chips mixed in, topped with SF caramel, and 1 tablespoon of chips. We'll see how it greases, but in the fridge will be just as tasty. It's good. It looks good. It looks delicious. Really delicious. Is that like a dessert? See, Foodie likes to say that eating healthy for her means salads. Foodie is 2023. There are so many alternatives to the naughty foods. There's so many recipes out there. There's so many people sharing their tips and their ideas and their advice on YouTube of things you can eat that taste naughty, but they're not naughty. They're actually good for you. Here's an example right here. That looks delicious. I would like to try it, because I love ice cream, but you can't have ice cream all the time. So this would be a great alternative. Let's see. Katie says she just keeps shoveling more in before the first giant bite is even swallowed. This is from like the newest mukbang. And that t-shirt she's wearing, that's supposed to be her gym t-shirt. And it's a white t-shirt. And we know how messy she is. Why would you wear a white t-shirt when you're going to drop stuff all over? It's going to get stained. Okay, what was that? I messed up. Hold on. Yeah, so she almost choked in that mukbang too. Florida Salt and Sass says, I'm sure those snobby, self-righteous people also made a simple observation of you barely chewing, and when you do, it's with your mouth open, sounding like a farm animal. People don't like their ears being assaulted like that. Not to mention you dumping food down yourself. Holly Go Happy says, people commenting on your etiquette were probably just asking you to stop using your abaya as a napkin. Oh, so snobby. Yes, pour a dainty cup of diabetes.
I'm going to have some mixed berry juice and I'm going to put it in a glass just so I can be proper and have etiquette. Somebody commented on my etiquette and I blocked them.
Did you hear that tone she's using? It's so condescending. It's so snobby and so stuck up. People commenting on my etiquette. What's wrong with etiquette, Foodie? What's wrong with having manners and being presentable in public? You're not in front of people physically right now, but you are in front of a camera. This is how you're presenting yourself to the public. And a lot of us, when we got brought up, we were taught table manners. Don't chew with your mouth open. Don't talk with your mouth full of food. Keep your elbows off the table. Okay, be respectful of people while you're eating. I don't know what happened with you and your family, but for some reason, table manners were not taught to you, or if they were, you did not absorb the lessons. But just people asking you not to talk with your mouth open, it's not them being rude. It's just, dude, we don't want to see the food being chewed up in your mouth. It's gross.
You know, it's just because, look, I just don't like snobby, self-righteous people.
Having table manners is not snobby and it's not self-righteous. Foodie, if you want to eat without criticism, there's a very simple, easy solution. Don't turn your camera on. Don't make a video with your eating. Do it off camera, in private. Nobody will have anything to say. But the moment you act like a farm animal, when you come on and you're eating like a feral beast, and you decide that's your content and you post it on YouTube, people are going to have their feelings and opinions about it. And that doesn't make them snobby or self-righteous. It's just, they're pointing out to you how gross you look, how gross this is. There's not, you come on a public forum, you post things for the public is allowed to comment.
You know what I mean? I'm going to have some mixed.
Okay, enough with that. Happy Go Lucky says, and this is from the handsomest man video she did. Happy Go Lucky said, did anyone else notice, or is it just me? No personal photos of her handsomest man in this entire embarrassing video. All screenshots from her videos. You'd think a married couple would have so many personal photos, more proof they're not living together. Yeah, you know what's sad? That whole handsomest man song. I remember when Chantal did the collage of pictures of her and Nadder when she was mad at him. Y'all remember that? There looked like there was more synergy between her and Nadder than there was of her and Salah. If you guys can find the collage of pictures that she did with Nadder, it looked a lot better with the two of them than her and Salah. Like, it looks really cold and just impersonal with her and Salah. You just compare the two, you'll see. It's like maybe something happened between her and Nadder, like on the personal level, but there's nothing going on with her and Salah. But he's the handsomest man. I have a thought in my head, though. When Chantal gets in trouble with Salah, whatever happens, whatever has happened, she will love bomb him. So did you get in trouble with Salah, Foodie? Is that why you're going all out to do the song for him and say he's the handsomest man? Did you do something to get in trouble with Salah? Probably. You probably did. Let's see what else we got here. Cancer Warrior says she claimed it's the meds that have her tired. It's the carbs, calories, starches, and sodium that is depleting you, girl. Couple that with inactivity, and it's a recipe for an inevitable disaster. Yeah, because she's eating all of those carbs, very heavy meals, and because she doesn't even chew her food, it takes her stomach longer to digest it. The more food you put in your stomach, the more energy it takes for your body to digest that food. And she puts a tremendous amount of food in her body every day. So yeah, I'm sure she is tired. I'm sure it's exhausted just trying to digest all the junk that she keeps throwing down her throat. Okay, another clip from Cancer Warrior. Chantal explaining that the most exciting things about moving to the new location is what's on the menu. Not the space, the view, the sights, and exploration of said new place, but the food. Bedbound Arc incoming in 3, 2. Let's watch the clip.
One of the most exciting things about new locations is what they have in the menu. One of the most exciting things about new locations is what they have in the menu.
You know, you can't even claim that to be true because you'll order the same things over and over. So you're not even exploring different avenues of food. You're going straight for fast food. All of it unhealthy. You're not interested in fast food restaurants that might have healthy options. You have no... Your taste buds must be numb by now because you're eating the same crap over and over. So that's what determines where you move. It's not about finding a nice place with a nice view. It's all about, are there any fast food restaurants nearby? Like that is the deal closer. That's the deal breaker. Are we close to fast food restaurants? Okay, let's move there. The obsession with food is just off the chain. She needs to be an inpatient for at least 3 years. Locked down inpatient for her food problem. I'm telling you. Her problem is so extreme. She's so fixated on food. Only inpatient or jail would work. Nothing else is going to keep her away from food. All right. How about a little palate cleanser? Y'all, look at that bathroom. Hello. Gorgeous. Oh, amazing. I love that. Absolutely love that. Love all the greenery. Yes, I do. Who would not want to take a bath in that bathroom? That would be so amazing. Nature. Yes. Bring it into the bathroom with me. I am all about that life. Yes. Okay. Something funny from the best. The monkey is judging. He's like, you giving me a banana? You already took a bite? Really? You already took a bite of the banana and you really? You took a bite of that thing and no, I want a whole banana. How dare you? That's hilarious. When a monkey can judge you with its eyes, throwing the shade without a word. You are being judged, sir. BNS. Okay, my cat has done this. My cat has actually done the air fort thing. That dog's got the right idea. That looks cool. That looks comfortable. That looks relaxing. Puppers is like, listen, I'm not moving. I know how to keep cool. You ain't getting me out of here. Something pretty from Joe. Look at that archway. That is stained glass work. You know, that archway would be amazing for a greenhouse or something in a garden. I don't know what building that is, but that would just be, wouldn't that be amazing on a building connected to a garden of some sort? That would just be heavenly. All right, so let's get out of here. That's all the Twitter stuff. Where are we going to go next? Let's go to the skit. We're not going to cover all of it. We're just going to touch on it. All right, so this is just a ridiculous skit that Foodie made up. And I want you guys to notice something. Okay, we're not going to play the volume. We're going to cut the volume off. All right, so this video is 8 minutes long. So y'all look at the screen right now. Okay, I'm using my counter. All right, so 3 minutes and 33 seconds of her skit is just like a quote unquote disclaimer. This is Foodie just running up the meter, trying to make sure she has enough time to monetize it. So 8 minutes is not for the entire skit. Almost half that time is just her spent talking about a disclaimer, which she really doesn't need in order to stretch out more time to actually monetize this. Look, this here is where it actually begins. So 3 minutes and 44 seconds, nearly half the time. So she says she's always busy. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. So how long does it take to design a 4-minute skit? Just 4 minutes. Really? But 4 minutes of that was just a stupid disclaimer. Let's watch.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
And look how long just for like a blank screen with some text on it. We're sitting at 18 seconds now. Again, this is her just stretching out the time to make sure it's at least 8 minutes. Okay, it took her 21 seconds to post that. Way too long.
All right, so here's a little introduction to this little mini series that I'm doing regarding an office company called Beezer Home Health, which is a home health company. Now, these characters, these situations obviously are fictional, but I did actually work in few health offices in my time for many years, actually. And in my opinion,
Why is she out of breath? She's talking and she's out of breath. Like you can hear her. She sounds really breathy. And I find it amazing that she worked in healthcare and yet look how unhealthy she is. Someone who worked in the healthcare field, worked around healthcare people, and she is completely unhealthy and not caring about her health.
office antics are very similar. Even
How would you know? You told us many stories about how you were always trying to get out of work, and because you had to work in the morning, you would never show up. That's why you got fired from several of your jobs, because you were that person in the office. You did not want to work. You're always trying to get out of work, and jobs would never last with you.
in this picture here, there's always that one person in the office. Every office does have that person who just has all kinds of crap decorating their desk. And usually the lifers, we call them lifers, people who have been there for years and will probably die there working.
Not Foodie trying to shame somebody who works in an office and they might love what they do to the point where they decorate their desk to make their work environment more positive. Not Foodie doing that when she's on YouTube and she calls this her job, yet she takes no pride in herself or her job at all. So Foodie, you're over there trying to throw shade at people who work in offices. Maybe they've been there for years. Maybe they work jobs that they really, really love or they're dedicated to. And they spend so much time in the office that they're going to decorate their desk area to where it feels more like home so they can get through their work shift. They're not stressed out. They feel very comfy. What's your work environment? Your work environment is sitting down at a coffee table with plastic wrap on it because you're such a messy eater, with your face in the camera, eating tons of calories you don't need, and doing practically nothing to make money. That's your work environment. Hats off to all the people out there that you're working hard no matter what your job is. You're making your money, you're holding things down, you're getting things done. She has no reason to talk about people who work. She doesn't work.
At an office that they hate working at and complain about it every day. But you just know that they're going to.
This does not look like a cubicle of somebody who hates their job. Because somebody who hates their job would not go to this degree of decorating their cubicle. This looks like the desk of somebody who loves their job, that they're going to bring personal possessions to make it look nice, to be comfortable. This is somebody who really loves what they do. I don't know whoever's desk this is, but that's my perception of them. Like, I love being here, and I'm going to bring a little bit of home with me, and I'm going to really enjoy being here at the office with everybody else.
Going to be there for life. They just don't want to look for another job or whatever the case is. You know, you get comfortable at a place. I understand that. But the antics of the office are kind of what I'll be, I guess, poking fun at. This is all just for fun, so don't take any offense. And for future reference, as you'll see in this video, I can't believe I have to put a disclaimer, but in case I get sued by anyone who's...
That's BS. She's not putting a disclaimer because she's afraid of getting sued. She would never get sued because there's no actual names of people mentioned. There's no actual company mentioned. The name is made up. This isn't about making a disclaimer to make sure you're not going to get sued, Foodie. That's bullshit. You're making this disclaimer because you're trying to find a way to run up the meter to make sure that the video is 8 minutes long. Tell the truth.
It's really not that bright. Decaffeinated coffee does not cause ovulation, as far as I know. Anyway, so this is a kind of fictitious office series meets mythological office series. So it's kind of like The Office meets Lord of the Rings in a way, or something similar. Or maybe...
No, you can't compare anything you do to Lord of the Rings. No, you can't. No.
Maybe Game of Thrones. I don't know. You'll see. So this is just a brief part one. The future skits will probably be a bit longer. I'm not an artist. I actually have very poor skills in drawing. And
why are you doing these skits? If you have no artistic talent, why are you doing these ridiculous skits that make no sense? And they're so lacking in humor value that even before the skit begins, you have to explain what you're doing and why it would be funny before you give us the funny.
And I really suck at it, and I guess this is the best I can do. So you'll have to bear with me with the illustrations. They're very bad. I apologize in advance for the assault on your eyes. I did my best, and I'm limited with skill and with...
Foodie, listen, this is not me shaming your weight, girl. If you're sitting there talking and you're out of breath talking, that's a wake-up call. If you're not doing anything, you've not run a marathon, you haven't run, period, you haven't walked, and you're like, while you're talking, you're having trouble breathing and talking at the same time. Seriously, stop what you're doing.
Tools to make these, but I do enjoy it because I have a lot of weird ideas in my head, and it's nice to get them out and at least hopefully make some of
you doing this skit was not about I have a creative side and I want to showcase it. I have artistic talent and I want to showcase it. I want to spread my wings. I want to spread myself out and do other things besides eat. So let me just try this over here and try this over there. No, this was about it being the end of the month. You're out of ideas. You've done a crap ton of mukbangs, which were boring. And you're trying to get that last minute, last day, month money before the pay period is up.
you laugh, some of you cringe, and some of you probably never watch again. So let's start with this little introductory piece. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy, but regardless, thank you for watching, and here we go.
Hey, Bud Chandler, I'm going on a Timmy's run. Do you want a coffee or something?
Oh, look at this. So, of course, Chantal's going to portray herself as being the person at their desk doing their work, acting like a responsible person. She's the hero in this story. But what makes it hilarious, why I started giggling, look at her drawing. How are you working, Foodie, with your monitor to the side? Are you cranking your head to the side to see what's on the monitor? How can you work like that? Your cup of coffee is on the ground. Look. Oh, Lord. Foodie portraying herself as the responsible career girl with her monitor tipped on one side. She can't even draw a desk right. So much wrong with this picture.
No thanks. I, have a lot of actual work to do.
All right. What you working on?
Work stuff.
Oh, like what?
Like updating client files and stuff.
Cool. Hey, Carrie, want anything from Timmy's?
No thanks. Caffeine makes me sneeze.
Y'all notice there's something going on with this skit. So in this skit, Chantal is portraying herself as being this well put together, responsible, hardworking career girl. And everybody else in the office is not on par with her. She's portraying these other characters as being lesser than her. So you've got this young lady, whoever this is supposed to be, running to go get coffee. I guess she's supposed to be the coffee run Karen, like the annoying girl. And then you have the other girl at the cubicle who's really shy. And then you've got the manager who will be shown soon, who's the office witch. But Chantal is the hero in this story. This is like her workspace Cinderella story, where she's like the only sane, normal one. Everybody else is weird, when she's probably the weirdest one in the office. And she's the one that won't do the most work.
Oh, right, I forgot. They have caffeine free, Bud.
Decaffeinated products make me ovulate.
Oh, I should try that. Me and Kevin have been trying to get pregnant and nothing had been working.
I'm sorry. I worked in an office. This kind of talk does not happen. This is ridiculous. That the girl goes to go get coffee and they break into this conversation about, oh, coffee might make you ovulate. When does that ever happen? Chantal, I've worked in offices before. This never happens. Here's what really happens. Somebody comes and says, hey, I'm going to go on a coffee run. Anybody want anything? And the people who want something, they give that person money to get them a coffee. And then they bolt out the door and they come back with the coffee. And everybody gets back to work. Because the boss is not going to sit around and let you do chit chat all day. They want you to get to work. So I guess Chantal's been out of the office environment for so long that she forgot what a real office is supposed to be like.
I even tried sleeping upside down.
Karen, stop being useless. And Chantal, stop browsing Facebook.
Boss, are we stopping?
And I do remember that old story that Chantal told about an office manager, that the office manager sent Chantal home because Chantal actually came to the office or to the workplace in a very short skirt and a thong. I guess you could see the thong. And Chantal told that story. And she tried to paint the manager as being an awful person. I'm sorry, Chantal. You come to the workplace dressed like that? Yeah, they're going to send you home. You're not supposed to dress like that. But of course, here we go. Here's the manager being portrayed as a witch character.
Off the supplies room with hand sanitizer and felt pens. I was gonna go to Timmy's. Want anything, bud?
Felt pens. I can see our company money is getting its value out of you. Nonetheless, please get me a non-fat bagel with non-fat butter wrapped in non-fat packaging. Thanks. Oh, and a decaf coffee, dear. Horace and I are trying to get pregnant.
Oh, this is so stupid. This doesn't happen. This conversation does not happen. The manager's not going to say, "Can you give me a decaf coffee because I want to try and ovulate?" This doesn't happen. This is ridiculous. This is stupid.
You see.
Wait, bud. Boss, didn't you know that pregnancies after the age of 45 are high risk for birth defects?
Why, yes. I had my Ophelia at age 47, darling, and she was born with 4 arms. But she is quite used.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. I'm sorry I can't finish it all, but y'all get the point. A ridiculous skit from Chantal that made no sense. And it was just her trying to grab at the YouTube money since it's the end of the month. So where are we going next? Okay, I promise we're only gonna look at a snippet of this. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna play the full thing. I refuse. That would be far too cruel for my viewers. I'm not going to be that cruel. So this is the song that she made for Salah. Word of warning. We all know this. Chantal cannot sing. Or if she can, she deliberately sings badly just to make everybody irritated. Her singing is as good as her ASMR skills, let's put it that way. So she made a song called Handsomest Man. I really wish someone would take her karaoke microphone away from her. Someone take her microphone away from her and hide it somewhere where she can't find it. Let's play.
Handsomest man, handsomest man. Oh my gosh, he's the handsomest man. I said no one can look.
Okay. This is what Salah looked like before Foodie. He don't look like that anymore. He's looking ragged. He's looking tired. That's the effect she has on men. All of them. Every single one of them.
Love me quite like you can. That's because you're the loveliest man. I'm so happy thanks to you. I sleep well at night.
Okay. I told you we're only going to watch a snippet. I was serious. I know y'all are probably screaming at me right now like, Rose, turn it off. I hear you. I hear you even right now while making this react. I understand and I'm turning it off. But yeah, she did that. This makes me wonder, did she get in trouble with Salah for some reason? Let's see. So that's some of the comments, but she did that. Okay, let's get out of here. I told you we're only going to watch a snippet of that. We don't need all that. Let me get out of those 2 windows. Okay, now we're going to go on to the actual mukbang. Last thing. Okay, we're not watching all of this. Just a little bit. Just some stuff I wanted to point out. Let's go.
Just so I can be proper and have etiquette. This is one of my favorite meals ever. I say that every video or what? I'm going to have some mixed berry juice and I'm going to put it in a glass. Just so I can be proper and have etiquette.
Now, I want to say something before we start watching this. Everybody pay attention to something. Watch her reaction when she drinks the juice versus her physical reaction when she eats the kebabs and the rice. When she drinks the juice, when she gets that sugar rush to her brain, like her eyes are literally rolling the back of her head, it happens multiple times in this video. Yet when she eats the kebabs and the rice, she doesn't have that reaction. So when she drinks the juice, like when she's sipping, those eyes she gets the eye roll going on, but not with the kebabs and not with the rice. That's why she likes the juices and the sodas and the caffeine so much. Like she's looking for that little euphoric explosion in the brain that happens when you drink something that has sugar in it. But y'all can see, watch.
Somebody commented on my etiquette and I blocked them. You know, it's just because, look, I just don't like.
Well, you know what, Chantal? It's because a 39-year-old woman, you're not a toddler, you're not a child. It would be natural for a child not to have the best table manners because they're young. You're 39, acting worse than a toddler. That's why people are commenting on your table manners, on your etiquette, because you should know better. Coming on camera and acting all feral with the food, it's not nice. Nobody wants to see all that kind of gross. And they're saying, hey, can you please just step it up with the table manners? Can you please not just have the food, dripping down yourself and chewing with your mouth open and, unhinging your jaw and all that? These are your viewers. These are the people who are watching your videos. These are the ones responsible for the Google AdSense money that you receive. These are the people that you're hoping will buy the VIB memberships and send the super chats. Yet you don't listen to your audience. Maybe if you did, you'll be doing better. But you have this attitude, I'll do what I want. Okay, do what you want. But by doing what you want and not listening to your public, the end result is people go elsewhere because your content is too irritating to deal with on its own. That's why the reaction channels are thriving and you're not. But go ahead, Foodie.
Snobby, self-righteous people. You know what I mean? Okay. So we have a bag of greens, a lemon, a chunk of onion, random onion, and some greens here. So I'm going to put them like this. Now this is arugula, or I think it's roca. Roca, yeah. Roca, yeah. I love the lemon on it. Spoon. Some bread. And mabuch, which I'm just going to pour all over everything right now, to be quite honest with you. It's like a tomato, not tomato, peppers, It's like a hot sauce, but it's so flavorful. It has like garlic and okay. And then you have the beans and broth.
She's worn out just setting everything up. If you wanted to do real mukbangs, Foodie, you should have all this set up and ready to go before you turn that camera on. Setting up while you're filming is so unprofessional.
The potato broth you always see in my videos. And yogurt. I hate the juice from yogurt.
That's not juice. That's actually nutritious, and you just stir that in. But of course, Foodie can't have anything nutritious added to her meal. So let's pour off the good stuff in the yogurt.
Yeah, yogurt I love to eat with this meal for some reason. Okay, I'm so thirsty.
Okay, now watch this. When she picks up that glass, watch her reaction when she starts drinking. Watch her eyes roll in the back of her head. Yep, that's the sugar rush. That's what she was looking for. And then watch her reaction when she eats the kebab and the rice. She won't have that reaction.
Oh, this juice is good. All right, guys. Bismillah. Now, put some of this on here. Like so. So this is the Afghani rice, Bukhari rice, and Mm. Kebab. Meat.
It's so good. What was the eye roll? You had the eye roll for the sugar, but something that doesn't contain sugar. That's why she has a severe food addiction. You know, she's addicted to carbs, sugar. She says she doesn't have a sweet tooth. I'm calling BS on that because everything she eats and drinks to excess has sugar or caffeine in excess. If it's healthy food, she's not going to get that brain explosion. And that's what she's looking for. Foodie has always been about chasing highs of different kinds, like chasing the dragon. And one of the things she used to do in Canada, she can't do in Kuwait. So she's going all in with the food, and she's gained a crap ton of weight because of that.
Kebab. Yummy. Beauty bar. I can't. I physically can't.
That eye roll was so fake. Because when she drank the juice, it was instant. You can almost tell the moment that the sugar hit her brain. Boom. Instant. She ate a couple bits of rice and then she does the eye roll. I call fraud. You did that for the camera, acting like it was so good.
This is one of our favorite restaurants. I love it. We've been eating it since our last place. One of the most exciting things about new locations is what they have in the menu. In the area, I should say. Now, look. Ooh, that's spicy. I've eaten from this restaurant before in Mukbangs. But
all that smacking, oh my God. If she were sitting at the table with my grandma, with my Nana, and she was acting like that, my Nana would give her the look. You know what I'm talking about? The look. You get that silent glare of you better fix yourself before I say something to you. The look. My grandma, if you were doing something you weren't supposed to do, she would give you the look. That was a you better straighten up kind of look. That's all the warning you got. My grandma would be giving her a look right now. If she were smacking at her table like that, unacceptable.
I haven't had the kebab yet. Potato. It's like potato and like a homemade broth, and then there's like beans. And the soupy broth is really nice on the rice. Now, the Afghani rice, you see it has carrots. And really good flavor. I don't know what they flavor it with, but oh, this meal is amazing, honestly. So I just thought I would eat dinner with you, you know.
Okay, here we go again. So watch her eyes. She's going to drink that juice, and the moment the sugar hits her brain, the eyes are going to roll. Versus the rice and the kebab, where she had to fake it. Oh, it didn't happen that time, but I remember it happened a second time in the video somewhere.
I don't have a lot going on. I mean,
I have a lot going on, and then she stops. Did you notice that? She said, I have a lot going on. Pause. Silence. those of us that have a lot going on, we can immediately just say, I've got a lot going on. I got this, I got that. She's got nothing. Complete silence. She can't name what's going on. Chantal, you talk all the time. You love to run your mouth. Why so silent? Either A, you're doing something you ain't supposed to do. That's the only time you get quiet, or there's nothing going on. You have nothing going on. You sit in that apartment in your own version of a hamster cage, eating. That's all you do is eat. You even said yourself that when you go out with Salah, you sit in the car in the AC, you do nothing else. You just want to basically chaperone you everywhere and do all the work. You're trying to set Salah up to be the one to care for you when you become bedbound. Because, listen, I'm not wishing this upon you, but you keep going the way you're going, it's going to happen. Or you're going to put yourself in a place where you're going to have a medical emergency. And is Kuwait the place you want that to happen, since you are not on Canadian soil and you can't take advantage of the benefits of Canadian healthcare? You're not even a resident of Kuwait. Is that the place to have a medical emergency of a severe magnitude? Why are you working so hard on making your health worse? You're already in bad condition. Slow it down with the carb intake, mama. You're not a lumberjack. You are not a construction worker. You don't need all those calories. You just don't. You don't need all that rice. That meal right there, really, it's a meal for 4 people. You could have split those 2 kebabs into 4 pieces, divided the rice into 4 portions. That would have fed 4 freaking people. And yet you're going to try to eat it all.
Howie. I've just been like, my medication is tiring me out. I don't know.
No, it ain't. No, it's not. No, that's not it. And I can raise my hand and say, I used to be a carb addict when I had my problem with food. I love carbs. I love sugar. If you love carbs and you love sugar, that is so difficult to get under control. Carbs are where you get your body fuel. That's where you get your energy. And Chantal has no energy. She is a carb sugar addict. Carbs turn into sugar in the bloodstream. And she's got diabetes, which is bad. You know, you can be careful of your blood sugar when you're a diabetic. But the reason why you're sluggish and slow, Foodie, is A, you don't do anything. You don't try to move around and give yourself some stamina. Plus, you are loading your body down with tremendous amounts of food, heavy food, carbs. You're shoving that down your throat. And then your stomach has the tremendous task of digesting all that crap. You're always full. You're never empty. You never give your body a break. Yeah, I don't think it's your medication. I think it's just all the junk you're putting down your throat. No vitamins, no minerals, nothing healthy. It's just bulk junk. And then your stomach says, okay, I guess I got to spend the next 7 to 8 hours digesting this crap. Oh, wait, here comes some more. Doggone it. It's never free to just relax. You're always stressing out your tummy.
If it's a different kind here, when I was in Canada, I was taking the generic, the escitalopram. And now I'm taking the name brand, Cyberlex.
I know that Chantal is supposed to be taking antidepressants. Chantal, do you know that when you take antidepressants, you have to take them on the regular? And it might take weeks for them to start to actually kick in. If you're skipping your medication, you're not taking it when you should, it doesn't have a chance to do what it's supposed to do. We know how bad you are about taking medications. You don't take them like you should. What's the point in taking them if you're not going to take them the right way? And when you take medications like that, you should be seeing your doctor to make sure that it's okay to take the medication, because you've got all kinds of issues going on the inside. You've had blood clots in your lungs. You've got a liver that's 4 times the size of what it should be. You've got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You have diabetes. You probably have high blood sugar because of all the sugar you ingest. You got a myriad of problems, yet you won't go see a doctor. and see if the dosage that you're taking is the correct dosage, if it's not too low or not too high, how it might interfere in the health of your organs. You're not interested in that. You're basically Mr. Dr. Armchair over there. You think you know everything, but if you knew everything, you wouldn't be so unhealthy now, would you?
So I'm like not sure. If it's a different formula. Oh, there's raisins in the rice too. Here and there. Every here and there you get a nice outburst of sweet. But I can't get over. I mean, I've been on it for like, this is my second month that I've been back on it. But this is my first time having the name brand. From here. And I broke my fork. I just...
How embarrassing. You're on YouTube with a 93K channel. These are your mukbangs. And you come to the table with a table that's full of bland food. No shame on the restaurant who made that food. I'm sure that the food is fine. But you're a mukbanger, right, Chantal? And you can even come to do a mukbang with an actual real fork. You have the nerve to come on camera using plastic utensils. How dare you?
Don't know what it is. When I restart my meds and when I first initially started taking them, I became so sleepy when they kicked in. Like I couldn't even keep my eyes open. And now too, like I get to that level of sleepiness where when I get like that, I need to rest.
Chantal, even before you took your medication when you were in Canada, that's how you were. You were just sluggish. You had no energy. That's why you were doing the nose powder. To give yourself energy to be able to get up and do 6 to 10 hours of live streams a day. That's where you were getting the energy from. It wasn't from the food. It wasn't from healthy living, because there was no healthy living. There was no healthy food. You were getting your energy from other sources, and you don't have those sources in Kuwait.
Since starting this medication. Before I had the opposite problem, insomnia.
Well, the insomnia came because you were using the nose powder during the day, and then at night when you were done, when you wanted to come back down and go to sleep, that's when you started using the edibles. You would use the edibles to come back down. Problem was, because of your problem with food, and you would go nuts with the edibles, you would have B moments, and you would go to town on the food. You know, so if you were using the nose powder to stop yourself from eating, that would only last for so long. And then when you want to go to sleep and you're taking the edibles, that kind of defeats the purpose, because you'd have those B moments that were completely out of control.
When I think about it though, people use antidepressants as prescribed as an alternative for sleep aids, because I remember being prescribed trazodone for sleep. It didn't do well for me, but so it makes sense, you know. But I mean, I'd expect, since I've been on it before, the side effects just start wearing off a bit, but So I'm feeling very tired right now.
Maybe this is worse. You get the eye roll with the juice. Yep, there we go. There it is. See, it happened a second time. She didn't have that reaction with the rice or the kebabs. That's a face right there. That is a face. That's amazing. Hold on. I need a thumbnail for this react. So that, you know what I love about you, Chantal? You're so photogenic. You are, ma'am. I just have to give it up to you. You give so much great face. That's going to be my thumbnail. I love the fact that you're so photogenic. I love that the most for you. Let's keep going.
Oh. Which is part of the reason why we're ordering out. I was craving this, though. I mean,
You know, I wonder if her and Salah came up with a little compromise deal. She would order takeout 3 times a day if he let her. Maybe they came up with a bit of a compromise of, look, Chantal, you can have your takeout if sometimes during the week you make some of the food, because we got to cut down the food bill. We just have to. And my apologies to anyone. I just noticed that my volume was all the way up. So if I was blowing out your eardrums, I'm sorry. I just now noticed that. But maybe they come up with a compromise of, you cook sometimes during the week, and sometimes during the week you'll have takeout. You get a little bit of both. And so after a couple of days of her doing mukbangs where she cooked the food, he said, okay, you were a good girl. You get your takeout today.
I know I can't make it like they do. I have no faith in myself when it comes to this. But hot. So delicious. So, what are you guys watching these days?
So this video was 20 minutes and 26 seconds. We are at the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes. 10 minutes in, and already she's like, what are you guys watching over there? What are you doing? What do you want to talk about? Even though this isn't a live chat and nobody can really talk back. But 10 minutes into a video and she's, what are you guys looking? She's run out of ideas. Chantal, how is it that I could do a live chat for 4 hours and talk to people with no problem and talk about many different things? I could talk about music. I could talk about the tarot. I can talk about stuff with you. I could talk about anything. I can bounce things off my audience. And yet, here you have a 20-minute video, and 10 minutes in, you run out of things to say. So you claim to be hotter than 90% of those of us on YouTube, but you're less entertaining than 90% of us. You're 90% more boring.
I'm watching a lot of true crime.
Okay, we're going to dip out of this part because she starts talking about serial killers and all that, and it's just stupid. I don't have the patience for it, but I'll tell you what we're going to do, how we're going to close this up. We're going to go down to the comments, to the audience, to the people that she says are pretentious and snobby, people that call her out for her etiquette. These are her viewers. And I want you guys to notice in the comments, there's no reaction channels. She hates the reaction channels, says that we're haters, that we're bullies, but there's no reaction channels commenting here. These are people in her own audience giving their opinions, people that she should be listening to. If she wants any ideas about what to do or what not to do for her content, this is the feedback section. These are people giving their feedback, and Chantal doesn't listen. LR says, I've never seen anybody overfill their spoon in readiness for the next enormous mouthful while they still have their mouth crammed with food. Well, it's Chantal. She's doing a mukbang, but she's also trying to cater to the feeders that are really no longer around. They've moved on to other mukbang channels that cater specifically to their fetish, that don't involve drama or hate on the reaction channels or anything else. They're going for channels that are just all about the food and it's drama free. And that is something that Chantal just won't acknowledge. That if you are a mukbang channel, you do nothing but mukbangs. If you're a feeder channel, you do nothing but cater to the feeders. You don't try to grab at different genres and bring them onto your channel because you're doing too much. You're getting everybody confused. And worse, all the different things you're doing are sloppy. They're not even well presented. So trying to grab onto different genres and groups of people and communities on YouTube and try to bring them to your community, not working. But yeah, she's all about that life of trying to do the mukbang thing, trying to do the feeder thing, and not doing either one very well. Chicken Raw says, chew your food, dear. Don't swallow that quick. It will help your brain register when you're full so you don't overeat. Chicken, I don't know you. I don't know if you're a new viewer to Chantal or you've been watching a while, but that is her goal. To eat until she's over full. That is the goal. That's why she eats so quickly. She's basically racing against the clock to eat until she gets that feeling. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the brain and the stomach to catch up with each other. When you start to eat, it takes about 10 minutes or so for that chemical signal between your stomach and your brain to register. She's trying to eat as much as she can before that signal happens. And by then she's over full. That's always her goal, to eat until she's so stuffed she can't put another morsel in her mouth. AS says, yes, you are tired because of the meds, not staying up all night and eating at 6 a.m. It's not rocket scientist. No. And I'll tell you something else. If you're someone and you're looking to lose weight or maintain your weight, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to get a good night's sleep. Not sleeping enough and being tired will actually make you gain weight for two reasons. One, because your body can produce a chemical called cortisol. Cortisol is the fat hormone. If you don't get enough sleep, your body produces more of that. Number two, because when you don't get enough sleep, what happens, y'all? You wake up in the morning tired. And then when you wake up in the morning tired, what are you craving? You're craving the donuts. You're craving the pastries. You want that caffeine. Your body is tired. You're forcing it to do things. So it's saying, okay, we got to do things. We need some energy. We need some quick energy. We need it now. So you're going to be craving those carbs. And carbs is something that Chantal does not need. So it's always beneficial to get a good night's sleep. That will actually help you lose weight. And bonus, if you go to sleep and you don't have a full tummy, because then you'll sleep better because of that. Because your body's not trying to digest food and relax and get to sleep all at the same time. Skippy says, this woman literally just said her health is none of our business, yet proceeds to talk about her medication in depth. Right. Nothing is our business, but yet she makes it our business. She wants to be able to put it out there and monetize it, but she's not wanting people to comment on it. She makes everything our business. She puts the topics on the table, and then when people talk about what's on the table, she gets upset. You can't have it both ways, Foodie. You can't make stuff public knowledge, and then when the public that you put stuff in front of, when they say stuff, you can't get mad because you brought it to us. You wanted to monetize it. So since it's in the public eye, we can talk about it, because when the moment you put it on the table, you're giving us permission to talk about it. It's Cat says, mukbang, its originality just words. Mukbang, it's originally just sit, love, and eat a normal person with people in Korea as they like to not eat alone. The West changed it into overeating. and you, of course, have another 2 or 3 portion size meal. You don't need to overeat to make a mukbang. Choose better. Kat, you're absolutely right. The mukbang thing did come from Korea, and it started because people over in Korea, it's not the norm for people to go out alone and eat. So people started to get online and eat their meals. And those who perhaps they worked all day, or they just want to eat with somebody or feel like they were eating with somebody, they could tune into someone and watch them eat and listen to them talk, and it would kind of give them the feeling of having somebody there to eat their meal with. That's how it started. And then the mukbang craze came over here and it changed entirely. And a mukbang can be any portion of food. It doesn't have to be go hog wild. You can sit down and eat a normal meal, and that would be considered a mukbang. Normal portions are still a mukbang. But of course, this is YouTube, and a lot of people are about excess and doing the most. And Chantal's about doing the most. She likes to call this a mukbang. This is not a mukbang. This is just her ordering fast food and deciding to make money off of her eating. This is not an actual mukbang. She's not really talking to the audience about anything interesting. She's just sitting down with some bland, beige, boring food and wanting to make money off of it. So I guess they're giving a timestamp when Foodie was talking about serial killers and people who are quiet. 19 minutes, 4 seconds. Just because someone is shy or quiet doesn't mean they're a bad person. Maybe they're introverted or just don't feel like talking to people. I'm an introvert myself, but it doesn't mean I don't talk to people. I'm introverted, and I'm very selective about who I talk to. I don't have to be a social butterfly. It doesn't mean I'm antisocial. It just means I'm selective about who I put myself around. Because there's a lot of bad people in the world. There's a lot of good people, but there's a lot of selfish bad people. And I'm just very careful about what circles I involve myself with. I'm very picky about my friends because I'm that person. If I consider you a friend and I trust you, then I trust you and I'm all in with you. Like, I'll open up to you about certain things. I'm very picky about that. So introverted does not mean weird. It doesn't mean creepy. It just means you're introverted. You're not a social butterfly. You don't feel the need to have a huge circle of friends or acquaintances. You're very content with having a very small circle, and that's your comfort level. That's all that means. Let's see. Cherry Candy says, you only spite yourself eating the way you do. Those who support this disastrous eating habit don't care about you. It's not hard to understand this. Yeah, Foodie thinks that by doing the mukbangs the way that she does them, that she's flipping a middle finger to everybody. But the only person who's hurt by her eating is herself. She's the one gaining the weight. She's the one with the bad health. None of us are affected in that way by Foodie. She likes to do things to be rebellious like a teenager, but she's just hurting herself more than anyone else. We're just watching the content. We're reacting to it, but we're not affected by her choice of diet. Everybody's saying in the comments, chew your food, Chantal. See, there's the chew your food. Please chew, just not swallow. Another one saying, don't you want to chew the food so you can actually taste it? Right. The irony, she calls herself Foodie Beauty, but you're eating stuff that's not really foodie food. It's just junk food. So you're neither a foodie nor a beauty. Watching you eat is not a pretty thing. So you're giving your false advertising with that name, clickbait. More people saying she doesn't chew her food. A lot of comments about the food, her not chewing her food. Let's see. Shana says, I love your mukbangs. Why? Why do you love her mukbangs? There's nothing creative about them. Are you a feeder? Only a feeder would say this is okay. All right, guys. So we're at 1 hour, 37 minutes for this React video. I think that's good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and post this React. Hope you guys have enjoyed your day and you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Sure would love to hear from you. Y'all have a wonderful night and please take care of yourself. Bye-bye.